All right, I didn't expect to be recording again soon. Yes, I'm wearing the exact same thing as I wore yesterday, and no, I didn't shower today and I didn't do my hair, so I'm wearing my pajama shirt and also my sweatshirt. But there's something on my mind. Last night, I was hanging out with my friends in Discord, and we were playing Destiny 2, and both of them are expecting children. One, his first child is due any day within the next couple weeks, and the other one is expecting his second child next month. So they were naturally just talking about their wives and, well, significant others, but their wives and the baby's on the way and all of those things. And of course, me in my anxiety, selfish, depressed, whatever brain that I have, in my brain, I made it all about me and how, it just reminded me of how much I suck as a woman and how I'm a failure because I don't have a kid and how it's basically too late for me now that I'm 48. I haven't started menopause yet. I don't know. I'd have to find somebody, convince them to knock me up, and have the baby. And honestly, yeah. So I posted something on Threads. I don't use Twitter anymore because Elon Musk is a piece of fucking shit. So I've been on Threads since day one. But the weird part is I also don't like Mark Zuckerberg, but I think the lizard man is a little bit better than the crazy man. So yeah. Anyway, what I wrote was, I'm trying not to feel like a complete failure as a woman because I don't have kids. I lost my opportunity by staying with a man who didn't find me attractive enough to have sex with me. I thought love would conquer all. I was stupid. I only wanted one. I'm 48 now. It's almost too late entirely. It's okay that I don't have a kid, right? Like, I'm not an utter failure as a woman. I feel it tonight. And I want to be clear that this has little to nothing to do with my friends and how I feel about them, because I am actually very excited for both of them. I have knitting planned for them both, and I can't wait to see all the pictures, and they're going to hopefully send me some more Snapchats, and I'll be able to go about the babies and stuff, and it's going to be wonderful and great, and I'm going to love participating in that way as their friend. And so I'm looking forward to it as much as they are. But there's a piece of me that hates myself because I don't believe that I've fulfilled my goal as a woman. And we all know, if we live in the North American society or in these cultures between Canada and the United States, there is nothing more heroic and strong and brave than the single mother, right? There's nothing more important to a woman than having children, and motherhood is supposed to be the be all end all, and you're frowned upon if you don't have children. And I am 48 years old and I don't have any children, and I don't have the opportunity to have any. Part of me resents Clerk. Well, a big part of me resents it, but I'm more mad at myself for it. Like, he told me before we got married that he wanted kids. We had talked about all of that. We only really wanted to have the one. If we got two, we got two, but we wanted one. We wanted to have one kid, right? And we were going to start about 5 years after we got married, and we would have been together about 7 years at that point, and it would have been maybe 8 years, but it would have been perfect, right? Have a kid, just the one. We're good. Everything's great. We even did under premarital counseling. We even discussed that because we had to do premarital counseling as the condition of the preacher marrying us. So we did that. Everything was fine. Then of course we don't have enough sex to actually, get pregnant. And I didn't get pregnant on the few times that we did it. And of course that's my fault, of course, because, if I was in my brain, if I was more fertile, or if I had been thinner or better or whatever, or more of a woman, then I would have been knocked up right away. Like what happens with my friends. Their women get knocked up immediately because they're proper women. Not that they say that. They don't say that, okay? This is all me. They don't say it. But that's how it feels. And so since yesterday, I was so happy yesterday in the day when I recorded the video and I posted it up, and I was just feeling great. And I was like, yeah, this is wonderful. Everything's great. Everything's great. And then I spend time with these guys and they don't know. But my brain just kind of takes over, and then it's like it spirals into this thing, and I catastrophize things, and it just like builds up in me, and I don't have anyone to talk to about it, and I don't have anybody in my life that I can like be like, hey, this is how I feel. So I put it up on Threads. I've gotten a lot of replies to it, 27 so far. I don't usually get that kind of replies. I usually get like maybe one, if that, on different things that I post, but I'm not using it for like engagement or farming, or I'm not trying to be like a content creator or anything of the sort, right? Like it'd be wonderful if I could make money doing something like that, because God knows I need extra money, but that's not my intent. I use it for microblogging the same way everybody else does, and getting the news and seeing what other people are doing and trying to find people whose stuff that I like, that I can watch their things and look at their stuff. But anyways, I digress. And so I had a really rough night as a result of me getting in my brain about this. And so at one, I'm a shitty friend because I take the enjoyment and the good things that they're having in their life and I turn it into stuff about me. I didn't talk to them about this, and I'm not going to. I feel entirely guilty for it, and I think if they ever stumbled across this video, they wouldn't even make it this far. They'd be so mad at me. So it's like, yeah, I'm a garbage friend. I'm sorry. I really wish I was a better person. But I'm mad. I'm mad because Clerk didn't tell me. I found out years later when we were having a discussion. We were having an argument. I shouldn't call it a discussion. We were fighting. We were in the car. We'd pulled into the garage in the underground parking. We were sitting in the car. And it was one of the rare times I could actually get him to respond back to me. And he said that he thought I would be a bad mom. And so my punishment was that I wasn't, that he didn't want to have sex with me. I think he was using that as an excuse to not want to have sex with me because of him not being attracted to me. So of course I internalized that. I don't think I'd be a shitty mom. Maybe I would be a shitty mom. I mean, I can't even look at my friends and be happy for them and then not think about how I fucked everything up, right? Like I can't separate those two feelings very well, and I'm internalizing things, and maybe that would make me a shitty mom, I don't know, but I feel like I'm less of a woman because of that, and I am actually worried. Like, so what happens when I go to another relationship, if I can find another relationship? I'm 48 and I don't have kids. What is wrong with me? Like, it's just going to show that there's something wrong with me. I mean, obviously I'm big, so I have to get over that hurdle, but now I have to get over the fact that I wasn't good enough to be impregnated. If we want to get right down to like the nature thing, people are driven to propagate our species. The strongest will survive, right? Survival of the fittest. I'm not good enough. Wasn't good enough to have somebody want to impregnate me. And that's a pretty shitty feeling to have. Like, we're told as women, like all growing up, I was supposed to be, a wife and a mother. It's what the media says too. And if you look at how we like honor mothers with Mother's Day, and we honor fathers with Father's Day, and the epitome of everything is to have children. I feel like that was taken from me. I feel that I was robbed by of that. But at the same time, I did it to myself. I did it to myself because I married him, and I should never have married him. I should never have married him. And even if I did marry him, I shouldn't have fucking stayed for so long. I should have left after like 2 years. Wasted all of this time. I wasted so much time of my, like, I did this to myself. There is a component of this. There is a religious component to this as well. of the thinking and what's going on in my brain space right now. And I am, just so you guys know, I am beating the shit out of myself emotionally right now and internally. Like, my brain is not saying nice things at all, and I'm just trying to talk through it. There was a part of me though that has a bit of regret because when I was like 21 or 22, I was in a relationship with a person who was at least 10 years older than me. I think it was 12 years older than me. I willingly and knowingly went into that relationship, so I don't feel that it was any kind of abusive age gap or anything of the sort, because at the age of 22, I was a grown enough woman to understand what I was doing, and I made a very conscious decision to do it. And I ended up getting pregnant. And he, of course, didn't want it. I was his other woman, and which I knew at the time, again, willfully and knowingly went into that relationship. And so I had an abortion. I mean, looking back, it was still the right decision to make. I was not in any kind of emotional or financial place in my life where doing that would have made a good experience for anybody. And I also have very strong opinions on foster care system, so I wasn't going to add another child to the system as a person who was adopted. We'll talk about that another day. I've got a whole big thing about it. Not that I'm preparing, but you know, anyway, get back on target here. So there's a piece of me, there's the voice in the back that's like, well, the part of me is like, oh yeah, you fucking idiot, because you fucking stayed with Clerk longer than you should have, you're goddamn idiot. There's a part of me that's like, yeah, but you're a big sinner because you committed murder, and you know, and this is your punishment. You know, this God's getting me back at you. I was raised like evangelical, and the wages of sin is death, right? So I've always got that whole religious stuff happening in the back of my brain too, even though I'm an atheist and I don't believe in it. And that's another video too one day. But like, going back, I wouldn't have changed the abortion, but I 100% would not have married Clerk. Without question, would not have married him if I knew that I was going to be trapped in a sexless marriage and that I wasn't going to have a child. I would not have married him. Full stop. And I think it's really fucking shitty that he lied to me. And I'm not okay with it. But if I had been better, if I had been a better wife, if I had been thinner, if I'd looked more like the people that he was attracted to, if I had not insisted on having physical sex, if I gave him everything he wanted and took nothing, then maybe I would have had something. That's some pretty fucked up thinking. It really honestly is. That's what it is. Somebody wrote back. I've had a lot of replies on this. One of the things that they wrote back that I like the framing of it, and I'm going to try to remember this. So one of the things about anxiety and mindfulness and when I am spiraling is one of the things that I've learned is to try to reframe my thinking, right? So instead of thinking that I'm nothing without a child, that I need to look at that a little bit differently. So what this person wrote, they said, it's absolutely okay to not have kids. It's not true that having kids makes any more of a woman than not. It's just another type of relationship. No different than as someone with a younger brother, I will never know what it's like to have a sister, an older sibling, or what it's like to be in a big family, or what it's like to be an only child. Having a child is another family dynamic, and you're not an utter failure. That's patriarchal bullshit. Take the pressure off and be kind to yourself. So I like that framing of it, that it's just another relationship. And I guess regretting that I don't have a kid is like regretting that I don't have an older sister, right? I have a younger sister, but like, it's kind of like one of those things I can't change, except the things I cannot change, right? Anyway, I'm hoping all of this will get out of my head. I really do feel like a piece of shit. I don't feel like I'm a good woman. I don't feel like I'm going to be good enough for anybody else. I I don't think I have any value in this world at all. And I'm hoping that I can think my way out of it. Anyway, that's it. Maybe I'll film again tomorrow wearing the same damn thing and you guys can see how gross I really actually am. Oh.